It's on.
Thank you.
I'm still a pain in the ass, even after all this time. I'm still a major pain in the ass, and it's going to stay that way for a while.
Oh, lovely. I'm so lucky.
Nope.
I do this now.
You say, hello, watchers of The Walking Dead. That's how you do it.
Hello, watchers of The Walking Dead. My name is Nick Pell, and...
Oh, I'm sleepy.
She's Anna Raumskog, and we are back for the mid-season premiere of The Walking Dead Season 4. So if you have not seen any of the first half of Season 4, or any of The Walking Dead for that matter, watch that before you watch this. This video is coming out fairly late, at least later than we usually put these out.
This week has been insane for both of us.
Yeah, so happy Valentine's Day. Speaking of that, you'll get a House of Cards Season 2 review sometime this weekend too, so watch that. But yeah, spoilers will be in this video throughout, so if you have not seen episode 9 of Season 4, which is the episode we're talking about, called After, you have been warned. So, I feel like this episode should have been more titled, or probably would have been better suited to be titled Alone, rather than After, because it kind of plays on Carl, and the idea that he wants to be like on his own, and he wants to be independent from his father, and then Michonne dealing with being alone, and the fact that she doesn't really want to revert back to the lifestyle that she had before joining Rick and his group. And that was just kind of a theme that was focused on, because the show, or the episode, focuses mainly on Carl and Michonne throughout this episode. Rick is essentially out cold, recovering from his battle with the governor, and
yeah, it kind of takes place like the afternoon after the battle, like within the same 2-3 days.
Yeah, it's very recently after those events, and the episode opens with a last glimpse at the prison. We see the governor dead, so it's like confirmed, I suppose. And then Michonne's in there. She's kind of just seeing if anyone's left, and she takes hostage 2 zombies once again. Dismembers their arms, like cuts off their arms, and then gets rid of the jaw, so that they're no longer a threat. And then she runs across the head of Herschel, which was very sad. For some reason, his head got zombified, which was strange. But
well, because they never shot him in the
right.
Because you have to kill the brain.
Yeah.
It's not so much killing the zombie as it is killing the brain.
Yeah. You just think that at some point during that whole exchange, like some stray bullet would have hit his head. But regardless, she thrusts her sword through his head, and that ends Herschel officially, I guess, as well. And opening credits, and then we go back to Rick and Carl, who are essentially just scavenging houses at this point, trying to find food, surviving on their own as best they can. Basically separate from the group. Carl, I should let you talk a little bit because I'm talking a lot.
You always do this. I usually
do. I'm used to doing these reviews.
I usually just sit here until you shut up.
Yeah.
That's how it almost always is.
Yeah. All right. I'll keep talking then.
Fine. Go ahead.
Okay. So, and this is the first bit where we kind of see Carl kind of embracing the idea that he's had, that we saw in Season 3, and I think a little bit in Season 2, where he's trying to prove to his father that he can do this on his own. He's not a helpless little child anymore, and that he can do all the same stuff that his father can, if not better. We saw a glimpse at that at the end of Season 3, or at the end of the mid-season of Season 4, sometime when the zombies all got broke over the fence, and it was Rick and Carl shooting them out. So yeah, that was interesting. You can just pitch in whenever you feel like you can make a point or something.
He's feeling bad now. I'm actually okay with that.
Yeah, because I don't want to talk the whole time and then get to the end of it. It's like, oh, so what did you think of it? And then sit here the whole time. That's awkward. So it would be awkward. You just sit here quietly the whole time, like look at your phone.
Yeah, I was kind of on my phone while we were watching the episode. It was just one of those episodes where, like, you really have to be invested in watching it. Not that it was a bad episode, it's just one of those episodes where you really just need to be invested in it. It was very much a character development episode, or a character expose episode, I suppose you could say.
Yeah.
Because you get, for the first time ever, Michonne's backstory.
Yeah.
Like, you get to see it. You don't get all the details of what happened, but you get to see some of it, which I thought was really interesting, because she's, like, the one character that we know absolutely nothing about.
Yeah. There's been, like, little hints here or there since she's been introduced to the show. We haven't really seen anything official. Like, when she held Judith, she cried, and that kind of resembled her son that we saw in the flashback.
Yeah, and you never know for sure what happens to him, but I would wager that, like, okay, so in the in her flashback, she's talking with two men, one who's like her boyfriend, and the other who's like a gallery operator or something like that, or a museum curator, something like that, something to do with art. Yeah. And you meet her son, who's like a toddler, and she's having this dream, and as she's going through the dream, like, they're getting farther and farther into the apocalypse. Yeah. And eventually you see her, after she's woken up, sit down and, like, start talking to to the guy who was her boyfriend, even though he's dead, kind of. And
this is like towards the end of the episode.
Yeah, you kind of get the feeling that maybe he killed the toddler just to keep him from turning into a zombie or something like that.
Yeah.
That's at least the feeling I got. There's no confirmation on that.
Yeah.
You'd have to, like, they'd have to make an episode on that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they kept alluding to her backstory ever so often during the rest of the season. Or maybe she'll just, like, talk to Tyrese or to Rick or to somebody about it, and that's where we'll get the whole story. But it is kind of nice to see it personified, because in the comics, she just tells somebody about it, and then that's it. This, they're going a little bit more in depth with it, which I kind of like. It doesn't make her character as mysterious as it would be.
Well, and I think it'll also be interesting to see, because this episode focused really on Carl and Michonne, and Rick was just passed out on a couch for most of it. So it will be really interesting to see. The next episode looks like they're going to focus on the scattered group members and figure out what's happening to them. And I can't wait
makes sense. It's gonna. My guess is that it's gonna be kind of a back and forth. Yeah. For at least for sure the next episode, and then maybe the one. I would guess episode, like the third episode, is half. They'll have the group back together, because they can't keep them apart for too long, or else that's just gonna get really annoying.
Yeah. Well, or that, or they're gonna get rid of some characters.
There's very few that they can get rid of, and they're going to be adding some soon that are coming up in the next story arc. So I don't know if they're going to get rid of, because most of the people that are on right now are supposed to still be around. So for a while at least.
The two characters I can see them possibly getting rid of that people would not get, like, super upset over would be Beth and Tyrese's sister. I can't remember her name. Yeah. Because, I mean, they don't play too huge of roles in the overall story arc, at least not at this point, so I suppose they're plausible, but, I mean, that's what if.
The only thing Beth really had going for her
was caring for Judith.
Well, and possibly a love interest for Rick, too.
Awkward. I didn't catch that.
Okay, I don't know. It seemed like there was something of a connection, because there's a character in the comics that Rick has a relationship with. But let's see.
Hey, it's the banana demon!
Hey.
Dude, you're alive. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't in a zombie apocalypse or anything.
I'll see you in like 5 hours. By 5 hours, I mean 2 whole days.
Yeah. I mean, I've been busy with Honor Band and shit.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You get to edit all this out.
I do, or I'll just keep it in. I live with the banana demon. It's quite interesting. And he's making a drink at 4 p.m. No.
It's You know, you just gotta go a little east and it's 5 o'clock, right?
Dude, time's a social construct. I drink whenever.
Okay. Back to the episode. Let's focus on Carl a little bit more. He has a very shaky run-in with the zombie.
He has more than a shaky run-in with the zombie.
I almost thought
he has
they were
like
going...
4 shaky run-ins with the zombie.
Yeah, okay, yeah, well, 2.
Two run-ins, 4 zombies.
Yeah. Yeah. So, at first he's going out, the door is being hit by zombies. It's just 2. Carl lures them away, and then he ends up backing into another zombie and uses his gun to take them out as they're about to get him, as is usual in the show. Characters getting nearly killed and then survive mystically and magically. And then he's going through another house.
Why is it mystical and magical if you see it?
Don't question my logic now, or my word choice.
I will always.
That's why this show is so interesting. And the second time he's in a house and just essentially exploring it once again, and opens a door and gets attacked by like the most demonic looking zombie I've seen on this show so far, and it's just.
Why do you think that one was more demonic?
I don't know. It just looked like I don't know. It was weird.
It was just a big bald guy.
Yeah, but I don't know.
It was a big bald guy. So.
But yeah, that happened, and then it looked like it got Carl's shoe, and then almost got his leg, which I was freaking out about
He
because
was curled up in the corner going, "No, not Carl!"
I did not do that.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I'm not gonna go into that. That's not important.
Roommates.
I'm gonna ask.
I don't want to know. Okay, moving on. Carl,
so he survives that. Goes back, and then at one point in the episode, he essentially just lets all the anger that he has towards his father out when Rick is still passed out. And
okay, I have to say that part. Hello.
yeah, I know. I was
Ignore him.
Yeah, he turned on the water. Made noise. Okay.
That part where like he lets all his anger out at his dad, I felt was like way over dramatic, even for a teenager.
A little bit, but
like, I don't know. I felt weird about that part. Like I didn't like it. Like, I didn't mind what he was saying. Like, that didn't bother me, but just like the acting in it felt way over dramatic, even for a teenager. And like, I have 2 little brothers who are teenagers.
A little bit, but
and
they
are dramatic.
Yeah,
and
but
they are not near.
Carl feels at this point that his father's let him down because he's got all this bent up anger. He thought his dad
Did
said.
you say bent up anger?
Sure.
Pent up anger.
Whatever. Make me seem less smart than I am.
You do it to me all the time. Shut up.
But his father has essentially let him down because, as he says during his rant, the governor knew where they were, and Rick did nothing about it, and he let down the whole group. He lists off all the people he lists, and then lastly he lists. I can't talk today. He lists his mother, which was kind of the biggest one that I think he's had beef over. And touching on that, Carl had to kill his mother. We almost thought people haven't know the show, thought that he almost had to kill his dad towards the end, because towards the end Rick is kind of acting zombie-like because he's like figuring out what's happened.
I have a question for you. Yeah. Why didn't you freak out at that part? Because Rick is kind of like a major character, like a central character. Yeah. You were not freaked out over the possibility of them killing off Rick, but you were over Carl. Why?
Because I think that there was a scene in the comics where that was done too, and plus Rick's like the central character of the show. So
where they killed Carl?
No.
Where they killed Rick?
Where Rick act like.
We're not not starting over, and we don't exactly remember where we left off.
Yes,
so.
we do. You asked me about Carl, like if he got killed off. We were talking about the scene that reflected the book when Rick went on. But did you seriously just forget everything that we had just talked about?
Maybe. It's Friday, okay?
I don't care.
It's Friday.
Pay attention.
No.
God. Okay. So my camera died, so that's why this is a little funky. If this screen seems weirder, or different. I'm going to throw that across the room. Does it have things that will fly everywhere?
Yes.
Lovely. Connor can pick it up.
Actually, you can't. They just ripped really far down.
I'm going to kill you.
No, you're not.
So.
Because I'm too cool.
No.
Okay, moving on. He loves me.
No.
No, he doesn't.
No. It's
He
wrong
thinks
to
I'm
say
annoying.
it, but no. No. So there's a scene in the comic books which is really similar to the episode that we saw where Rick was essentially passed out after his battle with the governor, and he has to recover from it. And Carl goes around and kind of deals with some zombies. It's not nearly as dramatic as this episode is for obvious reasons. It's a TV show, not a book. And then Rick wakes up and it's all hunky dory. So I kind of assumed Rick was going to be fine, just because he's the central character of the show. So, is there anything else that we missed that we needed to touch on? Michonne found them at the end. That's the thing.
Yeah, she was really happy to find him.
Yeah. Oh, when Michonne slaughters all the zombies, she's essentially at her breaking
Killing
point.
her past.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, actually. She's gotten to the point where she doesn't want to live in the past anymore, and she had her past kind of haunt her throughout this episode. She also doesn't want to, like I said earlier in this video, revert back to the lifestyle that she had before the prison. And that's what she had been doing. She saw footprints, but she kind of went past them and didn't really think much of them. She goes back to those afterwards and follows them, finds Rick and Carl. And that's basically where the episode ends.
Her knocking on the door and
Yeah.
Rick going, "It's for you."
Yeah. Rick and Carl kind of have a bonding moment, and it's all happy and blah, blah, blah. And, yeah, that's the episode. I liked it. I mean, it wasn't the most exciting episode I've ever seen, but...
well, I think it was just
worked.
like a regrouping episode. Kind of not like...
Even though nobody regrouped except for two
No, I don't mean it like that. I don't mean like people actually physically coming back together. I mean people individually regrouping.
Oh, okay.
Like themselves, pulling themselves back together. Cause
Okay, I got that.
They just survived war.
Yeah. Essentially. And all the main characters survived. Happy day.
For now.
You haven't read the comics. You don't know what's coming.
I read number 5.
When? When did this happen?
Like a week ago.
Oh, you didn't tell me this.
Why?
You don't
Would I tell you things?
Not getting into this now. So,
every week I bait and I bait and I bait and he never bites. Eventually I'm gonna get bored.
I'm a professional. Yeah. I've been doing this for a few years. You're a newbie.
I've been doing this for 3 months.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't know that it's actually still counts me as a newbie.
It's still newbie status. You've done 8 videos. 9 counting this one. I've done 170.
You have way too much time on your hands.
I've been doing it for 3 years. It's gonna get up there. Okay. Whatever.
It worked.
Yeah. So yeah, as a whole, like the episode, not the most exciting thing I've ever seen. Your thoughts?
It was good. There wasn't much storyline to it. I mean.
Okay. Yeah.
It was not a plot heavy story, plot heavy episode.
Yeah.
I think there could have been more of a story arc added into it.
A bit, but I think they're setting up for that. My guess is that the end of the season will take them to the next major story arc, but it won't really dive too much into it until season 5. But that's just my opinion. Yeah, that's it. Make sure to subscribe so you can see episode 10 of season 4, which we'll be covering here hopefully on Monday after we watch it. Make sure to click the playlist up here somewhere so that you can watch the rest of our Walking Dead episode reviews. And yeah,
you should put a link right here to the rest of your videos, not just to the
that
Walking
would be
Dead
so
playlist.
many. I usually put like playlist videos for like book, movie, TV show, video game reviews. You don't watch my videos. That's just proof right there. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe.
I don't, because I'm in some of them. So why would I watch?
You're in 8, 9 now.
But everything you review, I've already read and formed an opinion on.
That's a lie. You haven't seen the Lego movie.
I'm going to see it someday.
That doesn't count.
When did you post
Like,
Lego
favorite,
movie?
comment, and subscribe if you saw Jigs. I'd appreciate it immensely. As always, my name is Nick Pell.
I'm finally not hungry or sleepy.
I will hurt you.
And my name is Anna.
Okay. And as always, my good people, keep on watching.